Hello and welcome to round 3 of Invictus Racing League's Formula 2 Championship, live from the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. I am your commentator, H Racing Green, and I am glad to be back again this week for what is sure to be another thrilling instalment in this season of IRL. So we wait now for the drivers to head out on track in what appears to be a clear weather session. I don't know about the weather for the race, but we certainly know this is a dry session at the moment. So as cars head out on track now, we wait and see. Let's see. So we've got the Ferrari of Jamie Met, a podium finisher in at the very wet Malaysian Grand Prix. He heads out on the ultra soft tyre. King Don Martin and the Salva heading out on the super soft there. We've got also out on the circuit Hockenberger, Christopher Gore, BWA Clyde in the Renault heads out of the pits. Fabulous Chicken in the other Renault is out on track. Unomi One Kentucky also was on for a podium last time out, but sadly lost out in the late stages. So he'll be looking to reclaim after that, after the pole position he took. For some reason he's opted to qualify on the soft tyres, which is a very interesting call. Certainly not the fastest tyre. So here he comes through the first corner, opts for third gear in that, through there. He then heads up the hill towards turn 2, or this goes through the kink at turn 2 and the braking zone for turn 3. Let's see, he hits that apex, doesn't quite get the drive he was aiming for, possibly like a little bit of kick over stiff. Along the back straight, opens his DRS on the Haas, and it's going to be down to the tricky braking zone into this right-hander. It's a long right-hander. Getting the gearing right is important there to get the car turned. Then you accelerate towards the double left-handers here. Blind entry. Runs a little bit wide. He's got to be careful not to use those curbs, because if you can see those little yellow strips there, actually launch the car up in the air, much like real life. Will damage, can actually damage the underfloor and damage the front wing, so you really don't want to touch the outside curbs too much. Hopefully someone might actually hit them and we'll get a demonstration of that. But Unomi One Kentucky opens proceedings with a 108.2 on those soft tyres, the hardest of the 3 compounds available this evening of the ultra soft, super soft and soft tyres. And Craig immediately goes faster with a 1.7 flat on what I imagine are ultra soft tyres. Let's take a look. Yes, he is running the ultra soft. So Craig currently fastest on the ultra soft tyres. We've got the other Ferrari, notorious LIP, also out on circuit right now. There, the traffic just jumped away for him. He's going to want to use those ultra soft tyres to their maximum. He is not. He does not want to waste those, and really doesn't want to be doing more than 2 laps on per set of tyres, because tyre wear can be quite challenging, quite high here. So minimising that in qualifying could be key. Here he comes then through the middle sector. And through that left as well, right on board. Appears to be, is he on an in-lap? Yes, he is. Okay, he's just backed out of that one. Here comes Kilo. That's a capitalised L there for Kylo. Kylo in the Sauber. He joined the league recently. I haven't seen him drive yet. That seems very smooth through the final sector. And he crosses the line to go, I have no idea. Well, it says 10th, he's not 10th. Let's take a look. Hockenberger is in the pits. Delange also coming in. Nitrogash. Is anyone on a lap? Doesn't appear that anyone's on a lap at the moment. Possibly Kingdom Martin. Let's run aboard with him and see what he does. Currently leading the championship. I will just get the results table up for you. As Kingdom Martin comes through the middle sector on those super soft tyres. What can he do? Currently leading the championship is Unomi One Kentucky in the Haas, followed by Narayan in second place, and Craig is third in the championship at the moment. Unomi One Kentucky has 19 points, and Narayan on 12, Craig on 10. Kingdom Martin then pits as well. Jamie Met is out on track. He goes across the line to start his flying lap, I believe. Into the hairpin he comes. Gets a good drive and he's running now along the back straight. What can he do? He brakes down just before that bridge. Hesitates to get on the power a little bit there. He has hurt his driver touch as he's tap steering a little bit. It's into this left-hander. Possibly struggling a little bit with throttle application there. Seems to be a little bit toggle-ish. So they're trying to get the car rotated around the corner by just dabbing the throttle through that right-hander. Misses the apex by just a touch. Hits that one. Uses up all the road. Opens his DRS. He's going to cross the line. It says 6th fastest. Let's take a look at the actual running order. I believe that it is Craig on pole still. Yes, so Craig with the 1.7 flat is on pole position, or provisional pole position at the moment. We'll have to see how that progresses. See if any of the 4 drivers who haven't set a time yet can beat that, or if anyone behind Craig can beat him. Sir Spud currently in 8th, or 3rd rather, comes into the pits. It's Milan Pop out on track as well. He is not on a quick lap at the moment. Currently in 9th. Had a decent showing in Malaysia, had seemed to have some good pace, but didn't quite maximise it exactly how he wanted. I think he got caught up in a little bit of traffic and some battles. I think he took some damage. So hopefully he will... Oh no, that's right, he didn't quite get the strategy call right and didn't quite have the pace in those changeable conditions, that's what I remember. So he'll be wanting a little bit more from this round. Got just 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this session. Racer in the Williams gets out of the way. He had a strong showing in Malaysia in those wet conditions. Here comes Milan Pop then, as he starts his flying lap onto the front straight. He opens his DRS. And he is heading towards the first corner. He's going to spot his braking point just after the 100-metre board. Misses the first apex ever so slightly. Gets a big slide on coming out of there. That's going to hurt his run all the way up the hill and towards the hairpin. Under the bridge he goes, through that left-hand kink. Then it's the 100-metre board. Just after he'll brake, he turns in. He hits that apex. That's not the fastest lap from Clyde, although it does say it. He gets a good drive out of the hairpin, and he's going to head down the back straight with his DRS open. He's going to look to maximise the corner entry, see how he moves to the left-hand side of the circuit, but has to turn out of the corner strangely there. Not quite sure why he did that, as he was actually on for quite a nice trajectory through the corner. Changes down to 6th and then 5th through the left-hander. Oh, misses the turning point by quite a way there. And is he going to finish this lap? It's not been the fastest. He is going to do it. Here he comes then, into the final corner. Does that quite nicely, gets a nice drive out of there. He's going to cross the line to go 6th. It's a 107.4, so it competes with Clyde and the Renault. Let's take a look at Kingdom Martin. He's currently 4th. He is... I believe he's actually 2nd fastest, just behind Craig. Fabulous Chicken with a 106.7, but actually got it invalidated, unfortunately. Fabulous Chicken is on a lap. He's just he's just flashed up, coming through the first sector. Here he is, and we're running on board with him. We've only 1 minute 55 left in the session. He breaks down for the right-hander. That's quite a nice line through there, actually. Gets a great exit through this long right-hand curve, and then it's going to be the left-hander. There is some traffic. That's a Ferrari. Let's hope that he gets out of the way very quickly. Does not impede this lap at all. He's been caught, so it doesn't appear he's on a flying lap. He's weaving in the middle of the straight. King Don Martin's at 106.6 to go on provisional pole. What can Fabulous Chicken do? He's coming right up on the back of Jamie Met in the Ferrari. Hopefully that hasn't slowed him down too much. He heads for the line, he crosses the line, he goes. It says 6th fastest, that's not right. Let's take a look. King Don Martin does a Fabulous Chicken does a 106.8. It's a 106.6 for King Don Martin, so there is your order. People starting laps, so they're skipping to the top of the leaderboard for whatever reason. But it's currently King Don Martin for Fabulous Chicken on the front row, and Craig is 3rd at the moment, still on that 107.7. He is heading for the pits, I think, or is he heading for a quick lap? No, he's heading for the pits, so that seems to be it for Craig now. Clyde is going extremely slowly. What is he doing? King Don Martin is coming into the pits as well. What is he doing? Did he run out of fuel? Oh, he might run out of fuel. Milan Pop, here he comes, and in the Toro Rosso, round the final corner, really pushing now. Heads for the line, and goes 4/10 quicker than his own best. I think he's going to go for another lap, which is brave. A lot of people doing 2 laps actually, so there's potential it could be another wet race, which certainly spice things up a bit. Spielberg known that sometimes rain can fall. There's Jamie Met. Is he on a lap? I'm not too sure at the moment. Doesn't look like it at the moment, I don't think, but we'll see when he crosses the line. He's still pushing fairly hard, so it's difficult to tell sometimes. And Narayan goes fastest with a 106.4 right at the death. He must have started his lap right at the end of the session as he goes 2/10 quicker than King Don Martin could manage. That is a good lap from him. And Jamie retires in the pits. It's probably the sensible thing to do. So then we just wait for the session timer to tick down. Glad to see we've got a commenter who is #TeamTedge. It's always good to see support for all the drivers. So we have a little break, 50 seconds while the timer counts down. I can't wait to see someone drive out of the track. No, actually, I should retire, but I don't think that's going to help. Can't wait to see someone drive out on track with 30 seconds left in the timer. And there we go. So, at the end of qualifying, we have Narayan in the Toro Rosso taking his second front row start in a row with a pole position on 106.4. It's then Kingdon Martin in the Sauber is second. Milan Pop in the second Toro Rosso is third. It's then Fabulous Chicken in the Renault fourth. Craig in the first McLaren. Clyde in the second Renault. Then it's Jamie in the first Ferrari. Hulkenberger in the Red Bull. Notorious LIP in the second Ferrari is 9th, and Delange starts on the Super Softs in 10th. It's then Racer, Spud, Kylo, Nitrogash, Unomi 1 Kentucky on the Softs. Tej, Jamie, 6-3 and Christopher Gore, who round out this 18-car grid we have for this race this evening. Interesting to see someone qualifying on the soft tyre. Not really sure what that one's about. Oh, the lag. So here we are then, we wait, someone's readied up already, they've not even looked at the strategy or anything. It's a dry race, it's fully dry, clear skies all round. So we wait for the drivers to finish readying up. I think some of them have readied up a bit too fast and not very considerate for the other drivers who might want to change their strategy, but there we go. Here we are then, we are building up. It's 5 red lights and we are away for the Austrian Grand Prix. Narayan gets a great start and it's going to be he who leads into turn 1. Kingdom Martin with a lag spike goes up the inside, I think. No, he lags and spins. I don't know what's going on, but it's Fabulous Chicken who's moved up into second in the Renault. Milan Pop holds on to third. Oh my word, as the Sauber is lagging all over the place. Craig still in 5th, it's Clyde in 6th. This Sauber can't stay like this. Craig runs off the track. Let's try and watch what is going on with this lag. As we follow Kingdom Martin, who's dropped from 2nd to 4th. Craig is then passed by Notorious LIP for 6th position, who's made a great start from 9th. Making good progress right away. We've then got Craig in 7th, Hulkenberger in 8th in the Red Bull, but he spins coming through the left-hander, and he is going to drop all the way to the back of the field with Christopher Gore is in 9th there, sorry. Got Delange 10th. Let's take a look back. Nitrogash in 16th is chasing down the Haas of Unomi 1 Kentucky there. Oh, yes, there you go. As he hits the yellow curb, the front of his car gets bounced up in the air. Oh, there's front wing damage. That's a McLaren going slowly. No front wing. I think that is Craig, who has lost his front wing. Yes, he spun at the final corner, hit the inside wall, and that is, well, he was competing in the points, but yet again, Craig loses out. That's unfortunate for him. That's going to be a battle for him to score any points this evening. And it's Tej, his teammate, also making a stop, so he perhaps took damage as well on that first lap. But back at the front, Narayan under pressure from Fabulous Chicken, who they pulled away from Narayan's Toro Rosso teammate there already, so a gap between 2nd and 3rd emerging. Already, but 1st and 2nd staying pretty close together as we come round to finish the 2nd lap of 36. That will be contested. Looking at strategy for this race, it's likely to be a 1-stop, I believe, going ultra soft soft or super soft soft, anything to do with the soft tyres really. I think it's highly unlikely we'll see a 2-stop. I don't think the 2-stop is going to be the fastest strategy, but who knows? I haven't actually league raced at this circuit yet on this game, so I'm not too clued in with the strategies, but that's what I think. I think the 1-stop is the key to success at this circuit. It's just about tyre management, and I'm yet to see what the tyre management of these drivers is like following the wet race at oh my word, Narayan has actually just run straight onto the grass on the exit of turn 4 there, and has been passed by Fabulous Chicken for the lead. And now what are we going to see Fabulous Chicken do? Can he pull away? Yes, as Narayan's got some oversteer coming out of that corner as well, so that's not so good for him. But as I was saying, it looks like a one-stop strategy. Kingdon Martin in the Salva retires. I would imagine that's lag related. His connection was in no fit state for racing there. As Fabulous Chicken sets a fastest lap of the race and pulls out a gap to 7/10 to Narayan. So are we seeing that Fabulous Chicken has better race pace than Narayan? This heavy fuel pace is important, and it would appear that possibly Fabulous Chicken is doing a little bit better at it. Yes, another 10th in that first sector. And after his dominance last time, Narayan might be looking at defeat if he cannot pick up the pace. This is very early stages, I know, but sometimes it can be very hard to close the gap at this circuit. That was one thing that made the one stop with the tyre wear glitch on F1 2016 so powerful, was that it's so difficult to make up a pit stop here because the track is so short that stints last a very long time, but you don't gain much over a lap because of how short the lap is. So you can make an extra pit stop, and while you are gaining a second a lap, it's going to take you 20 laps to catch up to someone. So that is why you are really going to want to minimise the number of stops, try and maximise your track position, just as Fabulous Chicken is doing here now with a 9/10 gap over Narayan between first and second. Let's take a look. Milan Pop is a further 3 seconds behind in third. It's double podium for Toros at the moment. Notorious LIP up to fourth from ninth. This is a quality first stint from him so far. His teammate in the Ferrari, Jamie Met, is racing the Williams of... No, not the Williams, sorry, it's a Force India, it just looked white. He's racing the Force India of Christopher Gore, who's on the soft tyres. So he has started from outside the top 10 and is currently running in the mid-pack of the top 10. So that has been a quality start for him as well. But it looks like he has dropped behind the Ferrari of Jamie Met, last time podium sitter. So can Jamie go after his teammate now? So it's Renault, Torosso, Ferrari currently making up the top 5. You then have the Force India Haas, the second Renault, and I believe that's the Mercedes of Sir Spud in ninth. Yes, it is. He on the soft tyres also. He will be looking to take advantage by going longer in this first stint as someone runs wide. That's Jamie 63.28 running wide, coming out of turn 9 there. Let's take a look back at this battle for what is pretty much a battle for 7th place. The battle for 5th and 6th is a little bit further up the road. But here comes Clyde in the Renault. He is looking all over the back of the Haas of, I believe that is Delange 93. Yes, it is Delange 93 there. What can Clyde do? His teammate leads the race. He's going to want to pick up some more valuable constructors' points if he can. He's on the faster tyres, so he's going to want to get this move done sooner because those Ultra Softs will wear out faster than the Super Softs that the Haas is currently running. So to maximise those Ultras, you want to be making moves early on and then defending when they start to wear out, so that you have track position when you pit, but he loses the rear end coming out of that left-right section, and that has dropped him off the back of the Haas and leaves him perhaps a touch vulnerable to the Mercedes of Sir Spud behind. And we might be seeing now yet more oversteer, and we actually might be seeing now that the tyres, the ultra soft tyres, starting to wear out already. I'd be surprised that some of these drivers could be a little bit harsh on their rubber, depending on their driving style. As I said, this can be quite a harsh circuit on the tyres, so you really want to be saving. As he completely outbrakes himself going into the hairpin, runs well off the circuit, and he's going to be passed there by the Mercedes of Sir Spud. That drops him to 9th. He's going to be coming under pressure from Jamie 63.28 in the Force India as well. He's not quite close enough to make a move right now, but we'll have to see how this battle plays out. Hulkenberger currently in 11th. He is coming under pressure from Unomi 1 Kentucky. The championship leader is down in 12th place. What can he do? he is really going to want to be scoring points. He currently has a 7-point lead over Narayan in second place, so he's got a little bit of a buffer. Excuse me. But if the race were to finish now, we were to take the points from positions right now, he would be 5 points down on Narayan with the 12-point win tally, as Racer now has actually passed Unomi One Kentucky for 12th position. He made a pass into the final corner, actually, I believe. I was too busy talking about championship positions. But Kentucky seems to have a faster car in a straight line, seems to get a better exit. Racer goes up the inside. Oh, it's a forceful Nico Rosberg-esque move. He forces Unomi One Kentucky out onto the outside, and Unomi spins coming out of the hairpin. And that has just, his race really is not going to plan. He gets passed by the second Red Bull there, that's Nitric Ash. And the championship leader drops to 14th position, and he's got it all to do now. Taking a look back at the leaders then, we've got Fabulous Chicken in the lead, and it's Narayan in second now, 1.3 seconds down on the lead. Possibly tyre saving. And we are already a quarter of the way into this race. We'll be looking to see how it progresses. Between these guys, the gap is now 1.1 seconds, so a little bit of a gain in that first sector. Fabulous Chicken may have made a mistake coming out of the first corner. We'll have to see what the gap develops through, how the gap develops through this middle sector. Down into the right-hander we come, and accelerating out. The second sector split comes just after these two left-handers, the fast fifth gear left-hand corners. It's 1.2 seconds then the gap, so another tenth has just been drawn out in that middle sector. And there, Milan Pop just comes round into shot as we cut away. And Narayan pits, so yeah, that was... So I did say I thought he would be tyre saving, but turns out no, his tyres are done, so he looks to be doing a two-stop strategy, I believe. I guess this will be a super soft stint. Yes, it is. Super soft tyres for the Toro Rosso then, the middle compound available, and that is definitely a two-stop he'll be going for there, so potentially another set of supers later on in the race. Or maybe even, no, it'll definitely, no, it'll be another set of supers, I'd imagine. He comes out in 8th place, just behind Sir Spud and the Haas of Delange. This is quite a long train he's come out. He's come out in some traffic, so that's not ideal. He won't be maximising the undercut on those super softs to the absolute. We will now skip up to where Fabulous Chicken is, and we are going to be seeing what he does. Will he pit off of these super soft tyres and come in for a fresh, oh, these ultra soft, sorry, and come in for a fresh set? He looks to be moving to the right hand side of the circuit. He slows down early, yes, in he comes then. And what tyres will the race leader be going on to? He is currently 4th in the championship, so a win here could put him in the lead of the championship, actually. So I apologise, I made a mistake earlier. It would be Narayan would be second, with Fabulous Chicken in the lead. Yes, I think so. Or they'd be equal on points, actually. And he comes out right in front of the Toro Rosso, and they're going to go side by side up the hill. There's a Haas in the way. This could be 3 wide going into the hairpin. The Haas needs to have good spatial awareness here. He moves across to make a move on the Haas, and actually blocks the Renault's overtaking opportunity there. So that was a bit of smart driving from the Toro Rosso of Narayan, as he makes a defensive manoeuvre and an offensive manoeuvre all in one. He passes the Haas, he puts a car between, as he puts a car between himself and his nearest challenger, he gets out. He is undercut for the lead, and Fabulous Chicken forces to take evasive action, crashing through one of the brake markers as he has to avoid the slow moving Haas. And he is now bleeding time to the race leader. There goes Narayan in the Toro Rosso. He's going to want to make this pass really soon. He's going to try and up the inside of the second to last right-hander. There he goes, up the inside, gets the move done. and leaves the Haas for dead now, and he is going to chase after that Toro Rosso that has made an absolute break for it in that. Oh, and Narayan's out. He's hit the back of the Force India, or is that the Haas? I think that might have been the Haas. He's hit the back of Delange. I don't know who he's hit. I cannot tell who he has crashed into there. It could have been Racer, or is it Christopher Gore? It might have been, yeah, Christopher Gore's got damage. I think it was Christopher Gore. So as he went to make the pass up the inside, he's misjudged it. Whoa! Racer completely misses his braking point. I'd like to think he's completely missed his braking point and just tried to take out Christopher Gore, but Christopher Gore was hit by Narayan. Narayan completely knocked the front corner off of his car going to turn 1, and that is an absolute disaster. That means Narayan will not be scoring any more points this afternoon. He will be stuck on 12. He will not assume the championship lead in any circumstance now, and it looks to be Fabulous Chickens to the taking, as he could bring out a championship lead of at least 3 points here. A maximum of 3 points, sorry. He could bring out a championship lead of 3 points here as he sets the fastest lap of the race. I would love to know what on earth has happened with Narayan there. Narayan and Christopher Gore. Christopher Gore pits now for a new front wing, I'd imagine, because look at the state of that. As we are going to look ahead, we've got Milan Pop, the second Toro Rosso, still leading, still the leading Toro Rosso now. His teammate has sadly been eliminated from this race. And he is going to be chasing after, is that a Williams there? No, it's a Force India. So what can the remaining drivers do? This is a prime opportunity for Unomi One Kentucky, because his closest rival is now out. So if he can score a couple of points, he is really going to be, he'll be really pleased to try and reduce the damage done to his championship lead by maybe picking up a couple of points here this afternoon. Let's take a look. Craig, who had to pit on the first lap, currently still on the super soft tyres. So he's making those tyres last at the moment. He's in 9th, and he has one more stop to make, so he is pretty much in that position. Whoa, as the Red Bull takes far too much corner speed, and there's a Ferrari ahead. That is Notorious, I believe. No, it's Jamie Met. Sorry, Jamie Met currently in 8th on the soft tyres. He could be aiming to go at the end. 22 laps on the softs is not impossible. So Jamie Met in 8th could be looking to pick up some more good points here. Hulkenberger, that is, the Red Bull, currently harassing Craig for his 9th position. He's going to put it up the inside into there. Oh, dearie me, Craig with some aggressive defending, turning across the Red Bull. And we're just hearing from Narayan that Notorious LIP, so the Ferrari actually, who was ahead of both of those guys, apparently lagged out, and that is why Christopher Gore spun and lost bits of his wing, and why Narayan is out is unfortunately Notorious LIP lagging out and just appearing directly in front of the Toro Rosso, leaving him with nowhere to go. So that is absolutely cruel luck. No justice there, as he was looking for a good points haul. I thought it was his own mistake. I apologise for that. It turns out to be something completely out of his control, which is extremely unfortunate. Not how we like to see races end. As he now leaves the session. So it's Fabulous Chicken still in the lead. He is pretty much unchallenged now, with his nearest rival gone from the race. He is going to be heading, he will hope he heads for a victory, as Delange now pits off of the super soft tyre onto what I imagine will be the softs to go to the end of the race. This is a one-stop strategy. From 10th position, he qualified on the grid on those supers, which is not a bad effort at all. And he pits for a new front wing, actually, so clearly some damage on that Haas as well. He's currently 4th. I imagine he'll come out something in that realm, 5th or 6th. There he goes, so actually he's dropping quite a few positions. He's going to come out in 8th place, but with some of those cars ahead of him yet to stop, he is going to be looking for a solid result for sure. Takes off the pit limiter and out on track he goes. Tej now up to 9th on the soft tyres, so not really sure what strategy he'll be doing, but currently in a points paying position. Not too much of a gap behind him or ahead of him, but I'm sure he will be hoping to pick up a couple of points if he can, but that is not the way to do that. Don't go the Nico Rosberg line. Christopher Gore on a recovery drive now. He's on the super soft tyres, so they're going to be a push to get to the end of the race, but we'll see how he gets on with it. Clyde now in 11th and Racer in 12th. Let's take a look. Jamie Met now is challenging the 4th place driver of Unomi 1 Kentucky. It says he's on the soft tyres there. Yeah, sometimes the tyres change. He's on the soft tyres still. I imagine in 5 or 6 laps he'll be aiming to come in for a set of supers to go to the end. So this is not really for position, because Unomi still has 25 or so seconds left to give up, or relinquish 20 seconds I should say, but the Haas driver looking to battle for all he can despite that. But actually the Haas is going to have to deal with the Red Bull behind him. I think that's the Red Bull of Hulkenberger, and I think this is for position. I think they both started on these soft tyres, so this is a battle that will certainly count for something, even if it is just the difference between 11th and 12th place. It could make all the difference at the end. Let's actually skip back to them as Hulkenberger makes the move. Actually, he is on, says he doesn't know, he hasn't made the move, apologies. Hulkenberger on the super softs actually, so maybe this isn't for position. I'm losing track of the strategies because people are going for 1 and 2 stops. He goes up the inside into the first corner, extends the track like Michael Schumacher in 2003 there. Absolutely no regard for the white lines. As he heads up the hill, he's now got to defend into the hairpin from the Haas, but the Haas is not close enough, cannot outbrake the Red Bull driver into the hairpin, and is relegated to 6th position. Hulkenberger sets a fabulous chicken, I think that was, sets a fastest lap of the race. Craig watching this battle from 7th. He is going to be wanting to capitalise if anything goes wrong. He didn't score any points last time out in Malaysia, so he will certainly be aiming for a better result this time, I am certain. There is a Sauber who's giving him a lot of... who is that? Ah, that is Kylo's 1446. They're having a very quiet race at the back at the moment. He... it always looks like it's raining when you go through that. He not having a great showing, but you never know, if a few more cars drop out, he could be right in the fight for the points. Fabulous chicken back with our leader, driving pretty flawlessly so far. Even if his main rival has been taken out, he is certainly driving well. That is a interesting. That's a Toro Rosso. That is Milan Pop down in 14th position, so I am not sure what has gone on there. He was running in 3rd, so that's an absolute disaster. He's about to be a lap down. Craig has stopped. He's now in 13th place, but he is certainly not far away from a points paying position, but he's gone for the super soft tyres, so he is going to be right at the end of the life of that thing when it gets to the end of the race. Let's give you a quick rundown then of the positions. We have got Fabulous Chicken in first. It's Jamie in second, but he is currently coming under pressure from, I think that is Jamie Met. Yes, it is. So it's the no, not Jamie Met. Sorry, Notorious LIP from 9th on the grid is currently fighting. Excuse me. Currently fighting for 2nd position. I don't know if this is in sync with pit stops, but that's been a quality drive so far. Jamie 63.28 then is now 3rd. He's been relegated. Jamie Met in the other Ferrari. He's currently 4th. We got Hulkenberger up to 5th. Pulling away from Nomi 1 Kentucky in 6th. It's Delange in 7th. The 2 Hasses in the points. It's Tej now up to 8th. Make that 9th as he gets passed by Christopher Gore for the position that pays 3 points in this title, I believe. That's Clyde in 10th, so the Renaults both in the points, one outscoring the other quite a bit, but a 13-point haul for the team is not bad at all. That will certainly help their constructors' effort. If Clyde can just make up those couple of positions ahead of him with those battling cars, then that will certainly be even better. It's Racer, the 4th place man, 3rd place, 3rd or 4th, I can't remember, let's have a look. The 4th place man, yes, from was he 4th or was he 5th as he passed on the final lap? Sixth, I believe he was actually. Yeah, so Racer, sorry, finishing 6th last time out. What can he do? Can he defend? Well, he's fighting Craig for a non-points paying position currently. Oh dear, bit of rough, bit of wheel banging, bit of rough play coming out of the hairpin. Craig not giving an inch on the exit. He wants that 11th position, and he can see the final points paying position ahead of him, so he's really going to be charging after that one. It's Sir Spud in 13th there, another quiet race from him. Milan Pop down in 14th, not sure what happened to him. It's Nitrogash in the 2nd Red Bull in 15th, and Kylo rounds out the field in 16th position, a minute and 52 behind the race leader. Back with Fabulous Chicken. Not too many close battles going on at the moment. Notorious LIP remains in 2nd. Jamie Met now up to 3rd. It's a double podium position for Ferrari currently with 14 laps to go. Interesting to see that Delange was battling with Jamie 63.28 Pitt onto the super soft tyres. He's got a few cars up ahead of him. That's actually Unomi 1 Kentucky and Delange, the 2 Haas cars, fighting for 5th position. So the top 5 could certainly be on for the Force India driver, the remaining Force India driver who hasn't suffered issues so far this race. And that Haas there is looking to be going very slowly indeed. That's Unomi 1 Kentucky. He still hasn't made a stop, I don't believe. He's still on those soft tyres. So he is surely going to be really struggling for pace. I'm not sure. Let's take a look what he's doing. Yeah, currently no stops, and he's going to fall really far down the field if he doesn't make a stop fairly soon, because A, his softs are going to wear out and he's going to be losing so much time, but he won't get to maximise those softer tyres at the end of the race. So he's really hurting himself here. The strategy to qualify on the soft tyre was fairly ill-advised, in my opinion, I think, but this strategy isn't working either, as as he then gets forced out of the circuit. He's tried to defend that position, but the Force India driver is having none of it, and now he's going to have to defend from the Williams behind him, or is that his teammate? That's the lapped Sauber of Kylo. Is now challenging the championship leader. He needs to make a stop, because look how much time he's lost already. He's running off the track, he's hit that yellow curb. I'm not sure what he's aiming to do. Is he aiming to run supers at the end of this race? I really don't know. Surely he's got to pit now. He's bleeding. I mean, he's 44 seconds down off the lead. If he drops another 20 or 25, he's going to be out of the points. He'll be out of the points by a long way. He will be just ahead of Milan Pop in 13th place. Or he'll be in 12th place, rather. So I'm not really sure what strategy the championship leader is going for here. It's very interesting, as we now watch Jamie as he's coming up on the back of, that is Delange, the other Haas. Can the Force India driver beat the pair of Haas drivers and take a top 5 finish? A lot to say at the moment. It's just the progress of the drivers that we're looking at now. Hulkenberger still in 4th, makes a stop, so that will promote Jamie into 5th position, and he will now be chasing down a 4th place finish. Let's take a look. I'm gonna guess it's ultras for this Red Bull driver. It certainly is, and he heads back out on track as a couple of cars are going to pass him now. There we go, finally Unomi 1 Kentucky comes in and makes a stop. Hulkenberger is still in the points for now, and he's going to have those faster tyres. Unomi's gone for ultras, but like I said, it's so hard to make up time here. That 20 odd seconds he's bled on the hardest compounded tyre. He's currently in 10th, and he's going to be passed by the track extending Toro Rosso there, I believe. And if he gets passed by this Toro Rosso, it's really going to be tough for him, because I know the ultras are the faster tyre, but it can be difficult to overtake. Like I said, it's difficult to make up time, but he just manages to defend his position, but he is going to be under attack from the Toro Rosso. He's got DRS. He's moved to the outside of the circuit to try and make a pass. This is Milan Pop making the pass for 10th position. He goes for it. Can he get the move done? He is on worn, harder tyres. He should probably have turned in a little earlier there to absolutely get the move done, but doesn't matter too much. So the championship leader is currently going to score 1 point and will be reduced to 2nd place in the title by 2 points if the race finishes in these classifications. So Spud currently in 8th, he's still going, but he's on the ultras there, it looks like, so he will probably have to make another stop with 10 seconds to go. That is a green flag being shown. What is going on? Has there been an incident? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Tej now. It's the battle between Tej and Christopher Gore for P11. 1 spot outside the points. What can the Force India driver do after that incident early on? He's going to be looking to defend this 11th with all his might, because it could turn into a points-paying position if something goes wrong for the cars ahead. Milan Pop not looking fast at the moment either, so if these drivers keep up a decent pace on these softest compounded tyres they've got on here, they could be looking to be fighting for 10th position. Through this great complex of corners, a set of corners I really enjoy. Whoa, big slide for Tej, but it wasn't quite maximised by Christopher as much as he might have liked, because he actually extended the track a little bit and slowed himself down on the exit of the corner. And actually behind them now, oh, as Tej runs off the circuit, and it allows Gore straight at the inside for P11. And we've got Clyde up behind them, and then it's Racer in 14th, Nitro Gash in 15th, a long way behind, and Kylo equally far behind. 2 minutes 8 now off the lead in P16. So let's take a look. Jamie now up to 6th position, 25 seconds off the lead, and he is chasing down 4th place still, but it's not looking like he quite has the pace at the moment. another fastest lap there, so the times are still coming in from some of these drivers. But Jamie's not gaining on the leader. It doesn't appear that he's gaining on 4th place either, so 5th place might be the maximum for him today. Craig now up to 6th position. He is on the super soft tyres also, so he could be recovering to a pretty solid finishing position if he can defend from that Red Bull behind him that looks to be closing in. So after losing his wing on the first lap, this has been quite the drive from Craig, clearly showing that he's got good pace, very deserving of that 3rd place in the championship. I think he'll be demoted. No, he'll retain that 3rd place actually, I believe. He'll be 3rd or 4th in the title, depending on where Jamie Met finishes. Unomi won Kentucky in 8th, so he is actually going to salvage the points lead. I think he'll manage to retain it. If he can maintain 8th position, but I'm not sure how well those ultras will last, and that's the same for all the drivers who've gone for ultras in this final stint. I'm really not sure how they're going to last. Got just six laps remaining after this one in this Austrian Grand Prix. Oh, hang on, that's interesting. Christopher Gore down in 13th. He has stopped. He's missing bits of front wing again. This has been a disaster for him. Every time he tries to make up some ground, you just get punched back down again. Force India mechanics get to work on fitting that new front wing. Out on a fresh set of ultras, he'll be going for fastest lap then, I'd imagine, as a Ferrari laps him there. I believe that is Jamie? Jamie's in 3rd and Notorious is in 2nd, so that was Jamie who lapped him there. Great drive from the pair of Ferraris, to be fair to them. That has been a really solid performance this evening. I don't want to speak too soon and curse them, but they are looking extremely good for a really solid haul of points. If I just take a look at the constructors table, this will likely move them into the lead, as Haas have not had a great showing. So Ferrari could move ahead of Haas here. Renault also looking to move ahead because McLaren also not having the best of times here. So Renault with a win with a win will actually move on to 25 points in the constructors, and that will jump them all the way up to 3rd, 5th. So that is a really solid performance from them. Let's take a look. Anything happening? Delan is currently in 4th position. Jamie holding up to that 5th. Good drive from him as well. And it's Craig in 6th still. But he has got the fast-looking Red Bull of Hülkenberg behind him. Hülkenberg on the ultra-soft tyre, so while they will start to degrade in probably a lap or two, if he can keep this pace up while they last, he is really going to be looking to fight for that 6th position and take it away from Craig. board with him as he heads along the back straight. Slight lock up into the first corner. See him changing there on the steering wheel. I imagine he'll be putting that into rich mix and standard mix, trying to maximise the pace but also not use up too much fuel, as fuel can actually be quite high at this circuit. Lots and lots of flat out sections here. So he's going to be maximising everything from the car to try and make this pass. That's not quite how to do it though. Big four-wheel Mario Kart slides are not the fastest way around that right-hander. You follow him on a lap. Oh, he's using those lower gears to try and get the car around the corner, but it's just causing him to slide, and it is losing him time now. As you just see him extend the track there a little bit. Let's take a look at warnings. Yeah, lots of exceeding track limits. Oh, so Kingdom Master actually retired due to terminal damage. It's interesting. Yeah, penalties galore here. Yeah, lots and lots of penalties. Oh dear. So Hulkenberger just got another one there. I don't think Craig has any. I think Craig has driven a pretty clean race, so it might be looking like actually Hulkenberger won't be able to get the 6th place, as it appears. Also now his Ultrasoft's totally going off, and the understeer is almost flat off the track. There he goes, uses 5th gear for that corner. Whoa, big slide. It was much better corner speed, but as those tyres start to let go, he's got 2 laps to go. I think his challenge is over. Look how much Craig has pulled away. Hulkenberg's also got penalties. He gave it a good go, but ultimately I don't think it is enough to challenge the great comeback from Craig. Oh dearie me, and he's gonna spin. Not quite. He catches it. He needs to brake a little bit earlier for that corner. Now with these tyres and these conditions, and Inomi on Kentucky actually also on these tyres, so he's going to be suffering the same issues, possibly not to quite such a harsh degree. Milan Pop also, let's take a look. Tej still in 11th, and I think, yeah, that's the runner of BWA Clyde there. So could Tej possibly be challenging for points here? I think Clyde was behind him, so he may well have been passed. Why does he keep running so wide at that corner? I haven't actually seen him take it without running off the circuit so there, so I'm not sure whether he's not getting the turn in he wants off his wheel or something, but that's not the ideal line to be taking through that corner. So as where is he? Where's he gone? There is Fabulous Chicken, comes across the line. He is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix, the 3rd round of IRL. He takes the full 12 points home with him. It is going to be the Ferrari of Notorious OIP from 9th on the grid. He is going to finish 2nd here. A great strategy, great pace from him has allowed him to finish in that 2nd position. His teammate Jamie not far behind in 3rd. Also a good drive from him. Delange, the first of the Hasses, in 4th. It's then Jamie in the Force India who comes home in 5th position. A great drive from him as well. Craig with the recovery, losing his wing on the first lap. He is going to come home in 6th position. An excellent recovery drive. Hulkenberger limps home on those shot to pieces ultras. Inomi on Kentucky, battling with the lapped nitric ash, comes home to score a comparatively measly 3 points, I believe that is. Comparatively measly, yeah, 3 points for his 8th place there. And Tej comes home in P11, so no points for him, sadly. But his driver still seems pretty happy with that. And now we have the podium celebration. And so out come the podium sitters. Well, we have a Haas on the podium, so Jamie Met misses out. That must have been one hell of a lot of penalties. But that is a win for Fabulous Chicken in the Renault. It's Ferrari in 2nd place, Notorious LIP, and the Haas of Delange in 3rd. That means I believe will mean that Haas hold on to their constructors lead. So it's Fabulous Chicken there, as said. Notorious LIP in 2nd, it's Delange 3rd. Jamie Met has 6 seconds of penalties, so sadly missed out on the podium. It's Jamie in 5th, Craig in 6th, Hulkenberger 7th, Milan Pop 8th, Unomi is only 9th, so he only scores 2 points there. That's probably not so great for Haas's constructors' effort. Renault get a double points finish with Clyde in 10th, it's Tej in 11th. Racer is 12th, not as good as his outing at Malaysia. It's Sir Spud in 13th, Nitrogash 14th, and Christopher Gord does not finish the race, but Kylo is 2 laps down, so is not classified ahead of him. Narayan and Kingdom Martin, the other 2 retirees, fairly early on in this race. So that has been the 3rd round of IRL. At the Red Bull Ring. I think driver of the day there goes to Jamie 6328, who goes from 17th to 5th, joint with Craig actually, who went from the back to 5th position. And every time the countdown gets reset because people keep leaving. But there you are. I have been your commentator, H Racing Green. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. And I will see you next week for round 4. Good night.